About HCMC stock, healthier choices management. Now, if you are from my channel originally, or you've watched a video on HCMC on my channel, you know it's been a long time since we've covered this stock. But I would say without question, this stock definitely one of the most prominent stocks that I've covered on this channel, as far as just the amount of times I've covered it and just the views that those videos have gotten. We're talking about over a year and a half ago when HCMC was getting a lot of notoriety with the lawsuit with the tobacco company and everything that was going on with that. So we have come a long way. HCMC obviously never saw the 50, 100x that people were hoping for, or just even the speculation was that, HCMC could return a nice profit. That never happened for us here with HCMC. I'm personally still holding my HCMC. Obviously, this is an OTC stock, but it's making headlines, right? You can see here 9,900% up today, which is, I mean, 0.0001. But over 2.1 billion trades of HCMC stock. Very, very weird, in my opinion, what is kind of going on here with HCMC. Let's talk about it for a second. But look at this trading volume. Average is 203 million, 2.1 billion, right? This is the most traded stock on the OTC market. You can see here, not even close. I mean, the next closest stock, RNVA, was at 441. Obviously, 1,230 trades total, but 2.1 billion total shares traded. Now, if we take a look here at HCMC stock more specifically, you know, this is a stock that if we take a look at the chart here, and I mean, we're talking about HCMC. When was that? Like, I don't even know. We'll just take a look at the 5 year. I mean, we're talking about right around this time, right when HCMC did lose that zero. It was at around double zeros one, and people were speculating, oh my gosh, like, can it get up to a penny or something like that, which would be insane return on investment for many people. All this stuff kind of went to the back burner as far as the lawsuit goes, and it's kind of flattened down and remained relatively flat. But big news, right? HCMC, this came out February 14th, and it really didn't cause that much like increase as far as trading volume goes. But today, people seem to be catching on and trying to run this back up. So HCMC announces confidential submission of registration statement for the spinoff of its natural foods, grocery, and wellness business. Let's just go through this. HCMC today announced the confidential submission of a Form S-1 draft registration statement with the U.S. SEC for the spinoff of its natural grocery and wellness operations to a wholly owned subsidiary, Healthier Choices Wellness Corp. (HCWC), by the way of dividend to HCMC stockholders. Now, an S-1 form is the initial registration that is filed with the SEC when the company first goes public, generally before the initial public offering. You may hear sometimes the form is referred to a registration form since it registers the company with the SEC. So this is really the first step in registering a company to possibly be publicly traded, and then obviously to be registered with the SEC, you need to complete this form. It's like the very first step. So again, a step in the kind of right direction if you're viewing this as a potential bullish catalyst. Jeffrey Holman, who is our guy, we've been talking about Jeffrey Holman since we're making videos on HCMC on this channel. He quotes, "We are pleased to have confidentially submitted the draft registration statement for the spinoff, which we believe will unlock the unrealized value that we are now calling HCWC, Healthier Choices Wellness Corp. This filing is another milestone for HCMC in an attempt to create shareholder value. As previously disclosed, we intend to distribute 100% of the initially issued common stock in HCWC to our stockholders in the form of a dividend, subject to certain minimum criteria." So it looks like if you're holding HCMC, you're going to get this HCWC when obviously it does IPO, you're going to get in some sort of dividend form. They don't have the criteria yet, but I mean, look like you're going to be a part of this if you are holding HCMC stock. He continued saying, "Separating the natural health, food, and wellness assets in the form of our brick-and-mortar stores and wellness centers, as well as our online entity, the Vitamin Store, will create immediate value to our shareholders." He concluded the company is extremely pleased to be continuing to execute our four-point plan, which was released in August of 2022. So the spinoff is intended to be structured as a tax-free pro-rated distribution to all HCMC holders of record to be determined by the board of directors of HCMC. So I mean, it depends. They're going to announce, obviously, the criteria of when you need to be a holder and the cutoff date, XYZ, things like that. This press release does not constitute an offer to sell or solicitation to buy any securities, so it not constitute any offer. But with this being said, we've always talked about how Jeffrey Holman has, quoted, and he hasn't always been right about it, but he's always been saying how he wants to create shareholder value, and that's really important to him. And he, unrealized potential is what, or unrealized value is the words that I'm taking from this that I find interesting here. It's something that I can appreciate here from Jeffrey Holman for him saying this. It's something that I think means a lot to shareholders, and definitely, two billion trading volume is pretty massive. So I'm going to continue to cover this here. Welcome back to all you HCMC holders. If you are still holding HCMC, let me leave a comment below. Drop a like on this video, guys. Hit the subscribe button. As always, you guys have a great day.